Well, this ain't gonna be a popular video, and people are bound to hate it because, well, I understand why somebody would hate this, but I felt like talking about this, so I figured I'd get it out there, why not? I want to talk about how I feel about indie games. Now, I don't hate them, but I don't like them much either. There is no doubt about the fact that video games are art. They are a form of interactive art. And I'm very glad that nowadays anyone can express themselves through video games however they want. Even I myself tried my hand at creating a JRPG, and I would have finished it had life didn't take a different turn for me and I didn't become an illustrator for children's books and such. It's downright fascinating seeing so many different people trying different things, innovating new ways to play games, trying to combine different game genres. Some people bring their childhood ideas to life, and all that is absolutely wonderful. However, that doesn't mean I have to like it all, and that doesn't mean I have to enjoy most indie games that come my way. I will be honest, for the most part, believe it or not, I greatly detest indie games, even though there are some I absolutely love. The majority of them are very unappealing to me, very off-putting, and I'll tell you why. As much as I respect it, I'm not a big fan of innovation in games. I prefer tried and true gameplay mechanics. I also don't like hardcore games. I don't enjoy Souls games, and I sure as heck am not going to enjoy every single indie game out there that tries to mimic Souls games. In fact, I find it rather annoying when an indie developer markets their game as the next Souls game, because it really frustrates me that yet another indie game with often very good art wastes that art on something I cannot play. I don't have time in life to waste endless hours on perfecting some video game, and I sure as hell don't have time or interest in figuring out some new age gameplay mechanics that I'm going to find entertaining for the first 5 minutes and then just want to finish the game or stop playing it because it's too much of the same thing. I like my traditional games. Indie developers have this need to show just how hardcore they are, how they can create the next Souls game. They can show us what, I don't know, artsy-fartsy thing they can jump out. And this is another thing I find exceptionally annoying. There are so many pretentious indie games out there. So many games try to be artistic and, in my opinion, fail at it miserably because they try too hard to be artistic. And I'm looking at games like everybody loves The Witness. I don't like The Witness. It's a puzzle game, alright, but it's oozing with pretentiousness. I hate that about that game. And there's so many indie games out there that just ooze with pretentiousness. I don't enjoy that. They don't feel like honest games to me. I understand that everybody wants to express themselves through video games, and that's fine. They can do that. I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it one bit. And then we have walking simulators. Walking simulator after walking simulator. They figured out how to make them, and now everybody's making walking simulators. And each and every one of them is more pretentious than the one before it. Each and every one of them has some sort of meaning or what have you. I just want normal games, people. I don't have time to play your weird, I don't know, walking simulator that tries to send some maybe politically correct message. Somebody like me, who isn't even a politically correct person, you can imagine just how appalling that is. Whatever, there is a market out there for this stuff, and people enjoy these games, and I respect that. That's fine, but I don't have to like it, and I don't. I mean, everybody's making walking simulators. Games that could have been so much more are walking simulators. Look at Firewatch. Firewatch, I thought, and I was thinking about reviewing it, but was there to review? I'm just going to talk about it here. Firewatch has a great story, and Firewatch has outstanding art, but Firewatch is nothing but a walking simulator. The game could have told the same story, and it would have been even more impactful if it had normal gameplay. Before the game came out, somehow I missed the fact that it's a goddamn walking simulator, and I was expecting a Mirror's Edge like, I don't know, action-adventure game. What I got was A walking simulator with no... There isn't a single person. You can't even see people's faces in the game. Even in photos or whatever. There's no wildlife in the game. You barely see some birds or I don't know, butterflies flying around. And this is a problem with most walking simulators. Their worlds are dead. Their environments may be pretty, but they're dead. They're static. You just walk from point. I don't understand. It could have had its walking simulator aspects. Adventure aspects, rather. And it could have been a normal game. It could have been a Mirror's Edge-like game. It could have been an Uncharted-like first-person game. There was so much more this game could have been. And it could have retained the same story. It could have retained the same interactivity with the person you talk to. But it would have been so much more fun. And to me, much more impactful as a game. And as an experience. But no, it had to be a walking simulator. And I don't understand if people genuinely enjoy these games. Or they pretend to enjoy them so that they can say that, hey, we are hardcore gamers, look at us, we accept all the artsy-fartsy stuff that comes our way. And we play every Souls ripoff because we are hardcore gamers. I don't even consider myself a gamer, to be honest. I love video games more than anything. I have a huge retro game collection. I have a huge modern day game collection. I have some very rare, very beautiful titles in my collection. I don't even know how many games I have. And I still don't consider myself a gamer. I'm just a guy who happens to have a ton of games and loves video games more than anything. I mean, don't get me wrong. I greatly respect the Souls series. I love Demon's Souls and I don't have time to play the rest of the games, but I respect them. What I don't respect is the fact that every indie developer out there tries to cash in on the Souls series. And every indie developer out there tries to create the next super challenging hardcore game, leaving us more casual players behind in a way. Now, I understand that there is something for everybody out there. And I don't want the indie scene to change on my behalf. God forbid. I don't ever want something like that. I'm happy with the way things are. I'm just ranting about things I personally dislike. It has nothing to do. I don't want to change the scene. I don't want to make an impact. None of that. It's fine the way things are. It's just that I wish more indie developers created more accessible, more casual, more traditional games. For every Shovel Knight and Gunman Clive out there, we have, 20 artsy-fartsy walking simulators that make no sense whatsoever, or some weird mishmash of game genres that gets boring after the first 10 minutes. That's my biggest issue with indie games. Now, overall, as I said, at the end, it's a good thing that anybody can express themselves through indie games however they want. And I don't want to change that. I simply talk about how I personally feel about it. That is all there is to this. So create whatever you want to create. Play whatever you enjoy most. And have fun. That's what matters the most in gaming. There are plenty of great, fantastic indie games out there that I love and enjoy, and we'll see in review videos in the future. In fact, I'm working on a Gunman Clive review right now, and I can't wait to share that with you guys because both games are two of my favorite indie games of all time.